Hi, it's Deb here. It's Wednesday evening and it's around 7:15 here in the UK. Welcome to all of you, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the group. A particularly big welcome to our new members. Part of what I'm hoping to do this year is to do a series of lives, hopefully on a Wednesday evening around 7:30ish. As you can probably hear in the background, I'm at home, the family's here, my partner's getting himself ready, my son is in his bedroom, and you'll hear some music at various stages. And I want to just sort of get on and do some lives and talk about the stuff that affects us, when we're in our 40s, 50s, we might be a bit younger, might be a bit older, but we're trying to reclaim our lives. And I don't know about you, but if we've got stuff going on in our lives, it's very easy to tell ourselves that it's all perfectly okay and nobody can tell what is going on. And we managed that for a while. I know I certainly did it for a very long time. I was wearing this mask. I would put my makeup on in the morning to go to work. I'd put my uniform on, and it would very much be this costume and this protection, if you like, to get out there and face the world and not let them know what was really going on in my life. And I know that there are a number of women in this group who are going through stuff right now. And I know that you're putting on this brave face to the world, which is fine. And you're just getting out there and, getting through life, because that's what we need to do. But after a while, that starts to eat away inside us. And we do all sorts of things to try and prove that everything's under control. And we look at the media, we listen to our friends, we listen to colleagues. They say, oh yes, I go home and I do this of an evening, I go home and I do that, I go to this club, I go to that club. So it's human nature to try and mimic what successful people, or the people we perceive to be successful, are doing. But one of the things a lot of us do, because we see it on TV, the media seems to support it, is that we'll often come home and we'll get the chocolate, and before we know it, we've eaten a whole packet. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm not a chocolate lover. In fact, I'm allergic to chocolate, so this is, gluten-free, dairy-free, everything-free. Still okay, but I had this for Christmas. In fact, I had this before Christmas, and I still haven't finished the whole bar. That's how little I eat. I've used it particularly to demonstrate this point. The thing is, because the media tells us that, yeah, you need chocolate. When you're feeling down, you need chocolate because it boosts the serotonin. It gets all those feel-good hormones going. We believe it. And, excuse me, I've got too much chocolate now. And we tell ourselves that because that's acceptable, it's socially acceptable to do that, what we're doing is absolutely fine and proves that our life is fine. The other thing we do? Cheers. And again, that's fine if it's just the one glass. But too many of us, and I was guilty of this for a very, very long time, a bottle a night, sometimes even more, because I was trying to prove to myself, after listening to the media, after listening and watching those people that I perceived to be successful, that drinking too much, or drinking every night, eating lots of chocolate, your thing might be crisps or chips or anything else that you really know you shouldn't be doing. You're telling yourself, I did the same thing, it's absolutely fine. And before you know it, our problems have become multiplied. We're not handling the fact that our relationship isn't working. We're not handling the fact that we've got problems with our teenage kids. We're not handling the fact that we hate our job. We're struggling with our debt that we've not told anybody about. And we're really ashamed of all of that. So to try and hide it, we try and do the things that we believe are normal. So that is the chocolate. I'm not going to eat any more tonight. I've had one piece, that's fine. And the wine. I am going to have another mouthful of wine. And all of that is fine in moderation. But it's when it becomes habit, and when those habits start to damage our health and do damage to what we're trying to improve. For me, I put on a shed load of weight, really shed loads of weight, because I was doing everything bar face the problem in front of me. The moment I decided to get real with the situation, I made a defiant decision to change things. That's when I was able to start pulling back the mask, start looking at the problems. And it was hard. It was really, really hard to deal with these head on. But I knew exactly what I was dealing with. And how many times do we go through life saying, oh, if only I knew exactly what the problem was, exactly what was going on here, then I would know what I was dealing with, then I would know how to handle it. We hear friends saying about it with new relationships. You hear about it in the workplace. What is it they're not telling us? And if we can take that, apply it to ourselves and apply it to what's not working in our lives, then actually we're at a really good place. It's a really, really difficult decision to make. But when you can sit down and write it on a bit of paper if you need to, say, actually, this is what isn't working for me. One of the best things I did, I'd sorted out most other things, but I really wasn't dealing with my weight. And I took up running. And for somebody that's never run for a bus, for somebody that would get out of breath just running up and down the stairs, that was a tough one. At the time, I was really mired in debt, so I couldn't afford to pay for a gym. I certainly couldn't afford to pay for a personal trainer. I had to do something for myself, and I had to take really tiny steps. Those of you that watched my previous live on monthly goals and tiny daily steps, this is where that comes from, I took tiny, tiny steps, and the first day I went out running, I'm going to say I ran half a mile. I think it's fair to say I probably ran about 10 metres and walked the rest of it. But I got out there and I ran. And I thought I was going to die. I really thought I was going to die. But I felt better for having taken decisive, positive action. And with all of the problems we have in our lives, that's ultimately what we need to do. Now, there are some things that happen and they are beyond our control. But then we control how we react to them. And that's a subject for another live. But for now, I'm going to leave you with getting real and making a defiant decision to change. And that might mean not having any more chocolate tonight or any more crisps. It might mean only having one glass of wine. And that's enough for me now. That's it for tonight. Can you believe that? A girl that once would drink like a fish, quite frankly. I'm quite happy to have just one glass of wine of an evening, and that's not every evening. So things can change for the better as soon as you have made that defiant decision to change. It's not easy. I know it's not easy. If you need help, drop me a private message, stick a comment below, let me know how I can help you, and we'll take it from there. In the meantime, I'm not going to take any more of your Wednesday evening. I'd love to know your feedback. I'd love to know if you'd like me to cover anything else, because, these lives, I can come up with a list on my own, but I'd far rather be able to give you what you want, because that means this group is working far better then. In the meantime, have a fantastic evening, and I'll catch up with you soon. Take care. Bye, and thanks, Ricky and Natalie, for joining me on this. See you soon. Bye.